You're welcome to Marriage Grace Academy. This is that channel where we video on relationships, on parenting, on courtship, anything relationship. This is where you find it. And then if you are here, you have found the right channel. Today I want to talk about 7 critical mistakes to avoid as a young man. Many young men are falling into these mistakes unknowingly. Some based on ignorance, some based on the fact that they think they are smart, but actually it is not smartness. What are these 7 critical mistakes that if you make it, wow, it will take God to help you out of such mistake? Number one, avoid this mistake. It is a mistake of not accepting Jesus as your Lord and Savior. You say, wow, do I need Jesus? I think I'm fine without Jesus. Of course, you do need Jesus, because without you finding Jesus, you cannot understand the fullness of what your destiny entails. You say, well, but I think I should be a pilot. I think I love to be a businessman and all of that. With that, I don't need Jesus with that. My dear, you need Jesus even much more than the businessman or whatever you think you want to be. Yes, because it is Him that will help you to know the fullness of all that your destiny entails. And in fact, there are a whole lot of advantages that you stand to gain by accepting Jesus as your Lord and Savior. I really do not want to flog that too much. Number two, avoid the mistake of not churching right. And what do I mean by this? Many people just go to churches or attend churches just for the fun of it. They feel I like this church, I'll go to that church. This church, I don't like it. No, church is much more better than. I mean, church is not just what you a place you just go to out of your own prejudice or what you think you just do as a Christian. You go to church every Sunday. No, church is attending a church is a destiny decision that you should make, and you need to ask yourself that what kind of church should I attend? It's a decision that you need to make by God helping you. So these 4 questions are questions you should ask yourself, and what are they? And it is a question that every man should answer for themselves. Number one, which church should I attend? It is not a lady or the lady you're in relationship with that should tell you the kind of church that you should attend. It is you as the man that should decide under God that this is the church I will be attending that can fan my destiny to flame. Yes, that's the kind of church you should attend. Church that will help you to understand your purpose on the head. The church that will make you prepare to face life even outside the 4 walls of the church. The church that will help you to face the hurdles of life and make you stand tall and strong even in these hurdles of life. That is that kind of church you should attend. Now, number two, what kind of job should you do? Hmm. It is beyond saying, I think I have flair to be a businessman. It is beyond that. You need to understand that there's a job called out for your personality, for your temperament, for who you really are, that can really help you to fulfill your destiny. For instance, maybe you are the introvert, you don't talk, and you want to you feel you can do well with a job that you have to interact with people so much. You won't do well because you are an introvert, except you have to really, really, really work on yourself. So beyond all of that, you need to make decision of what kind of job would I do. And the second is like unto it, what kind of work would you do? You see, your job is what you are paid for. Your work is what you can do without you being paid for it. And your work could be synonymous to your life assignment on the head. Knowing Jesus as a Lord and Savior can make you know your life assignment. That's literally saying your purpose on the head. Number three question, where should I settle down? It is not your partner that should say, I think I like Port Harcourt, so I'm going to stay in Port Harcourt in Nigeria. No. It is your own decision to say, oh, this is where I see God wants me to settle down. That's where we're going to settle down. It could even be a village. Yes, it could be a village. Now, the last question is, who should I marry? It is not the decision of your mom, not the decision of your friend. Say, friend, I don't see one fine babe. That babe will do you good. If you see her, you like her. It is you under God deciding who should marry, who will go that life journey with you. And you should decide that under God, not just based on figure eight and all of that. There are a whole lot of a whole lot of factors that you should put into place in choosing who to marry. So when you answer all these 4 questions correctly, which church to attend, which job or work you should do, where would you settle down, and who you should marry. It will make the woman or the lady you want to get married to be able to decide for sure, oh yes, I will marry you or I will not. Number three mistake you should avoid is the mistake of prioritizing the Adamic mandate above the Jesus mandate. Adamic mandate. You see man hustling. Man must hustle. You see them go out 7 to 7 working and putting all the effort doing one thing or the other. That's Adamic mandate. But there's a Jesus mandate. It is in Jesus mandate that you live for the fulfillment of your destiny. For instance, I have a job, and this that I'm doing is part of my purpose on the earth, which is like my Jesus mandate, different from the Adamic mandate where I'm being paid for. So many people prioritize their work much more than the Jesus mandate. You see, your Adamic mandate should give you a platform to fulfill your Jesus mandate. And by that, I mean your career should give you a platform to fulfill your purpose on the earth, not the other way around. Number four mistake you should avoid as a man is the mistake of not submitting to a father figure. This generation we are in is a generation that don't want anybody to father them, but they want to father somebody at all costs. Some even have a father figure, but they don't submit. It's still the same thing. You have one, you call my mentor. You call one my spiritual father. You call one my whatever, but then you are not submitting. Then it means that you don't even have one. Number five mistake you should avoid is the mistake of marrying wrong. If you marry wrong, the 80% to 85% of your usefulness is gone. So it will take God to help you righting your wrong, going around the circle and doing miracle, and all of that before you can even come back to the right track. So it's better that you make your right choice from the scratch rather than making the wrong choice, marrying the wrong person, and then now trying to right things. It's going to be like you don't want to be there, I tell you. Number six mistake you should avoid is the mistake of not accepting the responsibility of leading your relationship or marriage if you're married, or even your home. Yes. Now, a lot of men allow the lady to lead the relationship. It's a woman's thing. Oh, no. I tell you, maybe you don't know before. Marriage, the whole idea of marriage exists for the purpose of that man. And why did I say so? The first man on the earth, God said it's not good that he be alone. That's because he cannot fulfill his purpose alone without somebody coming to help him. So that's why a woman has come to help you. So the whole idea of that marriage exists because of you. So don't make that mistake of not accepting responsibility to lead your lady in the relationship, or to lead your wife in that home, or to even lead the entire family. It's a failure. Don't make that mistake. Many men are making that mistake. They feel, yes, the home is for the wife or the woman. Men who have to go and work and come back with money. No. That's like 1/10 of what you should do, and then it's a mistake. Do not make that mistake. Lastly, it is the mistake of neglecting your relationship, your family, your economic power. You know what people do? They run after economic power, working, 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 at the detriment of their family. I've seen couples get married, and in the next 1 or 2 weeks after their marriage, the wife is in another state, the husband is in another state, and for years they're trusting God for the fruit of the womb. Why is it it's easy so? Because they are not together. Even there are other instances where the wife happened to get pregnant and then the husband is far apart, then the whole idea of marriage is not being fulfilled. Now, am I saying that you should feel bad because your job has taken you far away from your spouse? No. But if at all you be far away from yourself, it should not be for too long. If that happens, then by all means strive to bring yourself back together, because that is one of the reasons why we have high divorce rates today, because the plan of the devil is to make sure that your marriage does not survive. So what should you do? Because we must work, of course, and the family is also important. If and after work is gone, you are coming back to that same family that you never had time for. When there was COVID in the year in that year 2020, a lot of men cannot stay in their home and sit down for 10 minutes. It's as though you are punishing them. Why? They weren't used to it. They've been going out, going out, going out, and coming. So the only time they spend at home is just to sleep over the night and go back to work again. They don't relate with their children, neither do they relate with their wife. That's dangerous. So how should you balance this? It is called the law of essentialism. And what does that mean? When you have to focus on your work, maybe you have to deliver a project, focus, give it maximum attention. And when your family needs you, by all means, give that attention. Now, you might not have the luxury of time, but at every point in time that your attention is needed at home for one major thing or the other that needs you, at all costs, ensure you're there. Have you gotten value from today's edition? 7 critical mistakes to avoid as a man. Yes. I don't want to see you in any of this mess. It is a mess. And it will make you less than what God has made you. So I like you to hit down the subscribe button and share with your loved ones. I'll see you in my next episode. Bye for now.